Mechagodzilla, champion and defender of Earth in The Terror of Godzilla.
Titanosaurus, Mechagodzilla, destroy them!
He holds the front line of battle, while in their spaceships, aliens command a deadly duel. Will the powerful serpent Titanosaurus' cyclone tail and the robot monster Mechagodzilla's lethal rays destroy our Earth? See this ultimate test of power, The Terror of Godzilla, rated G.
Their aura is unequal.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Or whatever. And make it a little more raspy, and I follow directions.
Their contents are legendary.
Like that little sheet you see is his concept drawing.
Their attitude is embraced. Tune in to one of the most up and rising kaiju-sized groups within our community. So go ahead and watch all of their creative content, including that of the Raw Attitude live interview, where they have special guests ranging from actors, directors, toy creators, artists, and many, many more. You can also find them on multiple of other social media platforms, ranging from Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You could even sit back and watch your favorite classic monster movie and even watch us go through one of the most iconic games on Twitch. Featuring your hosts, Eric Stowe, Adrian Settle, Joe Myers, Samson West, Jordan Adorno. They are the Monsters with Attitude.
Well. Oh my goodness. It is time. I feel like I want to be the UFC announcer. But for me, I can't only speak for myself. I know some of you guys are big fans of this movie too, but I personally, this is my bread and butter. This is my holy grail. This is my holy trinity. This is everything rolled into one for me. This is the discussion or the review of the 50th anniversary of Terror of Mechagodzilla. Holy buckets. That's all I have to say. It's absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait. But before we get into this, a couple of you had a little puzzled look on your faces when you saw that trailer. What stood out for you guys? Yeah, what stood out for you guys? Why was it so weird?
I've never seen that trailer.
Really?
Yeah, the Terror of Godzilla sounds so unnatural.
I know, right?
Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I would have thought that we were gonna throw in the Saturn VHS trailers. Come on, dude.
I tried to do several different ones, and they kept getting blocked. So I had to find one that was very obscure. Now, mind you, that is a legit trailer. It was a TV trailer, and that's actually a title that the U.S. used for a U.S. release title. So that is all legit, and they said The Terror of Godzilla. So this film had so many different titles. And I'm not even going to go through them all. They had at least 15 to 20. It was absolutely nuts. And of course, they had them internationally with other titles along the way. So it was crazy. I wasn't going to list them all or try to get them all, but I thought that was a little fun thing that I was able to put in there and maybe show people something they haven't seen before. It's a very rare clip, and it's about 30 seconds, so it's not very long. But I just thought it was fun, and I was happy I got something that I could show off because, like I said, I tried so many different things. I even tried doing my own, and everything was getting the Van Hammer. So I was like, oh man, I can't find one. So I was glad to get that one. So
wow,
you did good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I've never seen that trailer. I mean, if you know the trailer I'm talking about, I'll send it to you later. if maybe that was one of the trailers you tried, but
yeah, you'll have to let me know. And
you learn something new every day.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Try to bring something special to this show because this is everything that I am for a Godzilla fan, honestly. So that's why I'm hosting. But with further ado, let's get this show kicked off. Welcome, listeners and watchers with attitude, and welcome to MWA's Terror of Mechagodzilla 50th anniversary celebratory discussion and review. As we all know, Terror of Mechagodzilla was the 15th and final film installment in the Showa-era Godzilla movies. Toho offered the directorial role to Jun Fukuda, who had previously done several of the other films, he did Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, he did Son of Godzilla, he did Godzilla vs. Gigan, he did Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 74, the prequel to this one, and of course, not this one. So they offered him the role, and he actually did Zone Fighter 2. He did a bunch of those episodes as well. They offered this role to Jun Fukuda, but he refused as he got tired of the Godzilla franchise. He just wasn't, I guess, in love with it. He didn't like where it was going. So he said no, to Toho. So there was also rumblings and rumors that Toho approached Yoshimitsu Banno to maybe possibly direct this movie.
That's sure did.
But before he ever got to say yes, they actually went with Ishiro Honda, the legend, the master himself.
Of course.
So it was great to see Honda back. Also with him directing, they brought back Akira Ifukube as the composer for the score. The film also welcomed its only second female screenwriter in Yuki. I'm gonna try to say this. Yukiko Takayama, who got the opportunity as she won the Toho Story Contest, where they held a contest to figure out what kind of story or movie they wanted to go forward with the next Godzilla film. And she won. Which is actually pretty exciting and pretty crazy. Even Ishiro Honda himself, who never worked with Takayama, said that he enjoyed, quote, woman's perspective and was especially fresh to the genre. So he himself loved what she brought to the table when he worked with her on this film. The film marked the introduction of a new monster to the franchise in Titanosaurus, as we all know and love. At least some of us love him, some of us hate him. I think it's kind of, hit and miss for some, but I absolutely love him. He's one of my favorite kaiju. So, being controlled by a mad doctor and his daughter, this thought to be gentle dinosaur is used to be the instrument of revenge, as a mad doctor seeks revenge on the world for being ridiculed and laughed at. Also, the black hole aliens aren't done trying to take over the world. And let's see. As they just salvaged the remains of the mechanical doppelganger Mechagodzilla, and entrusting the help from the mad scientist and help them destroy the world's protector, Godzilla, and make Earth their new home. Toho also had no intentions of this film being the final film in the Showa era. So this was not a thing. I know some people talk about, did they know this was the final film? Does it fit as the final film? But Toho had no intentions of making this the final film. So that's kind of nice to hear in a way, because of how this film was made. And it's kind of like a love-hate with a lot of people. A lot of people love it for what it is, and a lot of people don't like it for what it is. So Toho, let's see, with rumors to have one, if not the smallest budget to work with for the Godzilla film because of its economic hardship Japan was going through at the time, and the monster kaiju genre losing its luster, resulting in poor ticket sales and being the least attended Godzilla film in Japan to date. Toho had no intentions of permanently ending the Godzilla series and was only meant to put a pause on the franchise for a temporary hiatus. There were several ideas pitched through the remainder of the 1970s, but none of these films came to life or actually made, unfortunately. So they tried to make something, but just I don't think could come up with anything that they really, really loved. So it's kind of sad that they weren't able to. And honestly, but on the hindsight in 1984, they came back strong with the whole brand new design, brand new look. Everything about Godzilla was revamped. So, there's, we can look at the positives for them not coming out with another one after this film. So, but yeah, that's kind of a little breakdown of the film itself. Some little tidbits that you guys might not have known. And I thought that was just really cool to kind of learn about some of these things for this film. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and introduce everybody. As you all kind of know, our ugly mugs are always here every month and even every week.
Speak for yourself.
Talking about kaiju, tokusatsu, anything that we are kind of into. But yeah, with that, to my left, I believe, Joey Jojo, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Are you excited to talk about my favorite film?
Yes.
After complete opposite direction.
No, I am. I'm excited. This is probably top 2 or 3 Showa films for me. So yeah, I'm excited. I love Titanosaurus. Great kaiju, fun film, and it's great to see the Showa series kind of end with a bang. It was a fitting end, I think.
And next to him, Mr. Adrian Settle, the Godzilla train conductor. What's going on, buddy?
So I know you didn't want to do it, Eric, but that's okay. I'll do it because it's time to talk about, if not the best, at the very least for me, the second best Showa Godzilla film in this franchise, with the bestest dinosaur on the planet, Titanosaurus. Let's get into it, boys. I'm ready.
Wow.
And right below him, our Twitch master himself, the man that never goes east and always stays west, and he doesn't like the north or the south. Mr. Sampson, what's going on?
Yes, all directions suck.
Yeah, already.
Oh boy, just. Oh man, I'm excited. God. I'm ready. I'm ready to get into this. After watching this last Saturday, I have a new appreciation for it. It's gotten up there. It's a little higher than it used to be. I might even say top 5 now. I might have to replace something.
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
And of course, last but not least, the Don Adorno. If you do not know, and if you don't agree, he will put a hit out on you if you do not know. So, Mr. Jordan Adorno, what's going on?
Oh, man, nothing much. I am really excited to talk about this film with you guys. Fun fact for, the viewers watching, first and foremost, this video is sponsored by Super 7. So go ahead and buy stuff from Super 7. All right. But besides that, if you guys were also aware of the reel that I made to promote this is the first movie that introduced me to Mechagodzilla. So same. I've never seen Mechagodzilla in the original movie or any other movie but this one. And so, yeah, truly excited.
Wow.
Yep.
Almost got a wow there.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, this episode is brought to you by Monsters with Attitude and Super 7. We have become partners with Super 7, So if you guys love Super 7's products, you love the reaction figures, you love the Ultimates, you love anything that they put out, the blind boxes, all that good stuff, please use our link in our link tree, and it'll take you to the super7.com/monsters with attitudes 2024 link, and you guys can help build the channels, make it bigger and better. We can do everything and anything you guys help us with, and we would really do appreciate that. So please use that link and buy as much Super 7 stuff as you can, because I know I'm going to. I already love their stuff. I collect their reaction figures, especially the glow in the darks. I have their Ultimates. They do such a great job with quality, and we love that they're doing different things, with the Ultimates. We got the Marvel Godzilla already, and we're hoping we get something more, or actually the Dark Horse, Godzilla. Maybe they'll do the Marvel, or maybe they'll do some of the Dark Horse villains to go along with the Godzilla. Who knows? But they're doing some great stuff over there, so go check that out. But let's get right into this episode. And before we take off and get into our topics and questions, I do want to reiterate and show off that we are doing a giveaway today, and you're going to get this set of, coincidentally, Super 7 reaction figures of Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla 1975. So stay tuned in the chat, watch the stream, and randomly we're going to drop this giveaway. So stay tuned and don't miss a beat. So that's awesome.
Let me see. Let me open up YouTube chat.
Yeah. And no, we are not able to enter that drawing. So we are out of the drawing. So everybody has a chance, and just stay tuned. I'm randomly going to drop it, so you just never know when it's going to happen. So, but with that, let's get right into our questions and topics for today's video and see what you guys come up with, because me personally, like I said, this is my favorite movie. I could gush over this movie for so long, honestly, but I want to hear more your guys' reasons, how you guys think of this movie, based on the questions that I've thought up, because like I said, I'm going to say everything positive about this film. So you already know that I'm not going to really have a lot of hate for this film. So I'd rather hear what you guys have to say. I will chime in if I think I want to add on to something, but I really want to hear what you guys think and what the chat thinks, honestly, about this film. And actually, speaking with the chat, before we even get into that, let's go to the chat and let's talk to somebody and see who is here. Michael, what is going on? Thank you for joining in. Nathaniel, oh boy. Everybody take a shot, because he has already mentioned King Kong Liz, and maybe we'll pool our money together and give you a robot lady, Nathaniel, because we're pulling for you, buddy. We're pulling for you.
I don't have my stuff for that one.
Fanciest of Cats, what's going on? Thank you for joining. Larry Latham, what's going on? The king of Theme Week himself. He cannot
living like Larry.
He's like the Terminator. Nobody can dethrone him. I dare anybody to try to dethrone him. Honestly, it would be a fun and great competition. Honestly, so. And we have Charles. What's going on, Charles? Thanks for joining.
Charles in charge.
Oscar, what's going on? Pteranodontosaurus, baby. Yeah. I mean, some say that is or should have been the movie title. So, Team ROG, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Who else we got?
Lou290.
Yo. What is up? What is up?
It is.
Larry, I do agree. The blind boxes are addicting. I should know. I ain't going to say. Leslie, what's going on, buddy? Great to have you here. Rich and I are watching, waiting to castrate Samson, because why in the hell else would we be here? And of course, shove Kong's ass and short on his face so he can know what a real king is. Boom!
Haha, beat you to it.
Oh my god. Spencer, what's going on? Your favorite Godzilla movie too? Hell yeah, man.
Nice,
Hell
nice.
yeah. Welcome to the club. All right, let's get this show rolling and talk about our first topic.
My name's Ichinose. My name's Murakoshi Katsu. We are the spacemen from the third planet. Dr. Mafune. Dr. Mafune.
Them dang humans. That is what we're going to be talking about first. And I got some questions for these guys to answer and get their opinions on these humans.
Oh, God.
So the first one is, were the human characters interesting enough for you, and did they help the pacing of the movie in a compelling way? And everybody is really okay. Jojo, you go first. Looks like you're chomping at the bit.
I can think of two very specific reasons why Katsura is my favorite human character.
Oh, I know.
It's a PG show. I'm not going to go there. No, listen, I actually, this is one of the Godzilla movies where I actually kind of dig the human characters. All joking aside, I think it's actually kind of fun, kind of unique. They really embraced that sci-fi element with obviously being aliens and, I guess cyborg / machine human type hybrid, kind of really went sci-fi on it, and I thought that was cool. There's kind of emotion a little bit with the characters. You kind of understand why Mifune, essentially loses his mind, right? Like with the death of his wife, and he's exiled by his peers, and then his daughter gets killed, and then he's indebted to these aliens for reviving her, keeping her alive. And you kind of understand his descent into madness. I feel like if it was a different time, or if they had more of a budget or a longer movie to make, they could have probably touched on that a little bit more and expanded on it and shown it more. But you felt for him, and you understand why. You understand what each character's motive is. You understand that the aliens are trying to save their planet, their species. You understand that Mifune is out for revenge, and you understand why the cops and the Interpol agents are involved. They're obviously doing their job, and then they get connected and get feelings for Katsura. And I think actually this is one of the few times, without sounding overly negative, I think this is one of the few times where the humans actually help progress the story in a positive way, where you're not just, come on, get to the monster action. You can actually enjoy the humans on screen.
All right.
And then obviously her boobs.
There it is.
Adrian, think.
So kind of like Jordan said, this is my first film being able to see Mechagodzilla in it, and I want to say 10 or 11 years old, and even then, their story captivated me. Of course, as kids, we don't care about the human story. We care about Godzilla as kids. That's all we care about. But this movie really made me see Godzilla, started making me see Godzilla in a different light, where the story really does matter back when I was a kid. And this story honestly has absolutely no holes in it at all. I completely agree with everything that Joe said. It's an incredible story. We get a lot of depth. We could have got a little bit more depth to some of the characters, but that's fine because we only had so much with the budget. But we did get everything that we could get into this story, and it was an incredible story. Like I said, to me, there's no character weaker than the other. They're all really strong characters in this film, and A1 story to me.
All right, Samson.
How am I supposed to follow that? I guess I don't really. I'm trying not to reiterate what y'all are saying, but this is a more captivating story. It's great that Ishiro Honda came in because he changed the kind of themes of the 70s movies with this one. It doesn't have the same wacky kind of campiness that the previous four had, and it is a definite serious tone with the relationship between our main character and Katsura, and all the drama that entails with her humanity versus her being a cyborg. It's really awesome to see how that works. It's tragic. The ending is just kind of like it's bittersweet, and one character, Adrian, there's one character out of this whole movie that's probably not the strongest, and it's probably the old guy with the freaky face. What purpose? The groundskeeper? Yeah, no, you can't say that yeah, that's the strongest character in the whole damn film.
I'm talking about the main Samson. Don't start.
Yeah, he did a good job holding Katsura's arm so that she couldn't get out of the building. But everything that this movie, and it's so much fun. And after watching it last Saturday with our Movies with Attitude with you guys, I have a newfound love for it. And I've said this many times. I like goofy, wacky, and campy, but I'm coming back to the more serious side of things. And this movie definitely it captivates on that. And I thoroughly enjoy the themes of this film, and the human characters did do a good job. And that's what it's all about.
All right, Jordan.
This is the second and only the second Godzilla movie that I actually watched specifically for the human dialogue. I've always said, because this is the sequel to versus Mechagodzilla, I've always said for every sequel it needs to surpass the previous one, and this movie did that in such a phenomenal way with just the characters, the story that they were telling overall. And again, coming across this movie for the first time, being introduced to Mechagodzilla, where I came about the movie was like the last quarter left of the movie before Godzilla rips his head off. But like getting to really sit down after being able to purchase that movie and really get the understanding of how the movie started to then finish, I was like, wow. And it was all because of the humans. So yeah, they did a phenomenal job.
Nice. All right. So with that,
huge shout out for the slides.
In your opinion, who played the biggest role in the film? Jordan, we'll go with you.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious for me. It's Katsura, bro.
Is it though? Is it though? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. In the beginning, we got a little bit of like her trying to, seek peace for this world, was trying to convince her father to really not, hop onto the dark side. And then literally all it took was a flick of a switch. And then she was just, all right, all hell will break loose. And all I have to do is just flash my eyes, and that's it. And maybe even flash my boobs a little bit. But nonetheless, she was the star of the entire movie. She is, in this case, she is the poster boy of the entire movie. So I will stick with Katsura.
Okay, Samson.
I mean, I gotta agree. I'm sitting here thinking, and I can't believe you made me go second. I mean, it is a toss-up between Katsura and Dr. Mifune because they're both tragic characters in this film. They both meet a demise that was they were both thrown into a bargain or whatever. Their lives are indebted to these aliens, and they have no way out, and it sucks. And they both have their equal reason. It's really hard for me to choose between the two because they both have a tragic, and I mean, the focal point of the film is these two. But I guess I'm going to lean more towards Katsura because she also gets like the final shot in the film. So having to come back from, God damn it, Leslie. There. Having to come back from being controlled and then at the sacrificing herself for the greater good. I mean, she throws it all away to save humanity. Yeah, it's got to be her. I'm trying to think of reasons why somebody else could be. The only other person is Dr. Mifune, but it's got to be Katsura.
Okay. I'm curious to hear everybody else's.
Adrian, what about you?
So I get what Samson's hard decision making is, but it's Katsura. Katsura honestly wasn't supposed to do any of this. The only reason she did what she did in the movies because she had a fatal accident that pretty much killed her, and then she was turned to a cyborg and was forced to do everything else pretty much after that. And she had the fight with being a level for human and sticking with the planet with the black hole aliens. Like, she's everything about Katsura is so tragic in this film, and seeing her have to fight back and forth between her humanity and being a cyborg was the driving point of the film. And even with her controlling Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla, it was all things she just didn't want to do at the end of the day. She was kind of just forced to do it. And even for her tragically taking her own life at the end, kind of put a bow on it, but it was a very tragic ending. So I'm gonna have to say Katsura, hands down.
All right, Joe.
Uh-oh.
You're muted.
I don't got anything else to really add. It's Katsura for me. There's two ginormous head beams pointing directly at her. That it's her. It's Katsura.
Will you get off of that already? Jeez.
I'm trying.
I'm gonna get off on that.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
I see you smirking, Eric. You got something to say. I can sense it.
No. I wanted to know. I wanted to see if there was anybody that was going to think of anybody else besides Katsura.
Oh, the old guy, man.
So I was just very curious.
I don't see how an argument can be made for anybody else but Katsura. I really don't.
Possibly Mifune, but it.
Not really, because if you take Mifune out, it could just be any other random scientist, or it could be because he didn't create Titanosaurus, he just discovered him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
right.
If you change any other character, the story continues. It's Katsura that makes or breaks everything.
Or does it? If Dr. Mifune never discovered Titanosaurus, or him ever doing that, Katsura won't even be in this story to begin with. Because she's his daughter, so she would have never been in this, and that it would have had nobody.
Yeah, he created the machinery and all the stuff, and he helped fix Mechagodzilla as well, because the aliens couldn't do it themselves somehow. It's their damn robot, and they couldn't figure it out. So he plays a vital role in like the unleashing all the monsters and having the technology to make all this happen.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess, yeah. I think it's Katsura 1A.
Oh, I'm not arguing. No. We've all decided on
is 2.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try to get you guys on this one then.
Oh crap! Really?
I'm gonna see if I can get you guys away from that. So, in your opinion, who had the more tragic story? Dr. Mifune, Katsura, Ichinose, black hole aliens, or Titanosaurus?
I should have asked for the questions ahead of time.
Don't be a punk.
No, I like this.
I asked. Let's go with Adrian. You go first.
Oh, thank God.
God, I want to say Katsura still, but Titanosaurus. He was a gentle dinosaur, minding his own business. All of a sudden, the scientist finds him, puts a mind control device on him, and then all of a sudden, he's a gigantic dinosaur. and then he tragically gets murdered as well. One by having his brain scrambled by the freaking why am I forgetting what that super machine was
Supersonic
called?
waves.
Thank you, the supersonic waves. And then Godzilla basically blasted him to, I won't say death, but Godzilla did blast him off that cliff. So I'm on the fence between Katsura and Titanosaurus, but I'm gonna say I'm giving it to my boy Titanosaurus. By hair, by small hair.
Okay. Samson.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna watch the movie again real quick. I'm just gonna put it on 15 speed. It's a compelling argument because we're all pointing. It's all pointing towards Katsura being this tragic character But I guess Adrian makes a very valid point. Titanosaurus, he was innocent. He was just chilling. He was, swimming in the water, eating fish or whatever Titanosaurus eat. And then scientist fuck McGee comes along and starts controlling him, making him do stuff he didn't want to do, because they do use that term in the movie, gentle dinosaur. He wasn't a titanic terror until the fact he started being controlled by these humans. But the one thing, this kind of is a little off topic, but on topic. How did they control him? He didn't have anything implanted, or did they? I missed that. How
he did?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
All right.
Because the reason why Dr. Mifune was exiled and shunned by his peers is because he told everybody he could control marine life.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so he made a device to control Titanosaurus. So,
yeah, it's pretty much his fault that Titanosaurus got thrown into the mix to fight alongside Mechagodzilla and then fight Godzilla himself, the Earth's greatest hero. So his story also is pretty. It's tragic. It's hard for me not to agree. You and your thought-provoking questions. I'm not smart enough for this.
Yes, you are. Stop it.
I want to say Katsura, but after what Adrian said about Titanosaurus and all the things that entails, and just thinking back, his story does kind of suck if you think about it from a non-human perspective, because I don't know why you threw Titanosaurus in the mix. We're talking about them dang humans.
All right. Jordan.
Okay, yeah. I'll rant over, I guess.
Mifune was just a dick because everybody disowned him and thought he was crazy. Katsura had already made her decision. Not only that, like, she had a choice to make her decision, and that was to not seek this revengeful hate that her dad was aiming for. The black hole aliens, I don't care for them, and Ichinose was a simp. I love them. Titano for sure. Titanosaurus had no saying in regards to everything that would then lead up to what had happened to him. Literally, he was just there, just to be there. And then, of course, being discovered by man was taken advantage of, to then use to fill in that void of seeking revenge again from Dr. Mifune.
He's a puppet. That was what I wanted to say.
I mean, we've seen so many movies inside and outside of our genre that has, some type of relation to that. I'll even throw in the freaking King Kong movies, Mighty Joe Young, the Valley of Gwangi, and then look what had happened afterwards, So yeah, for me, it's definitely Titanosaurus.
All right, Joe.
I'm gonna be the oddball out here.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
you.
Yeah,
we've all agreed. I kind of was hoping somebody would.
I'm gonna go with the black hole aliens.
Thank you.
Please. With their loss and their defeat, their race is done. Their complete extinction. Everybody else has sad aspects and was forced or controlled or coerced into doing something, and arguably all by the aliens, right? Like they were not good people or good in metaphysical sense or whatever, but good versus evil sense, they were definitely evil. However, they were forced to do drastic things because of an extremely drastic situation. And I would put a bet to anybody that if your family or your friends were going to be killed, or your entire race, would you not go to incredible lengths and do some things that you would think would never cross your mind? To possibly save them. So, and with their defeat, their civilization, their race is gone. So
thank you, Jojo. That's exactly why I put them on this list. They are desperate. I mean, they said it themselves when they first were introduced. Their planet is sinking into the black hole. They have to act soon. Their whole race is counting on. Understandably, it's bad what they're doing, but they're doing it because they're pushed, up to a wall, and they are desperate as hell to do something. They had to. With Ichinose, I put him on here because, let's face it, Dr. Mifune was his idol. And he found out that Dr. Mifune was a bad guy. He was doing bad things. I mean, couldn't you put your guys' self in his shoes? If you met your idol and found out he was the biggest dick in the world, wouldn't that crush you in some way? And then also too, the woman that he fell in love with kills herself at the end, and he doesn't even have a chance to have a relationship with her. Wouldn't that break you? That I think that's heartfelt. Katsura, that's pretty self-explanatory. She was the focal point of the whole movie, and we saw her tragic story. But let's face it, Katsura didn't really have much of an option. You have to realize that's her father. She is not going to go against her father. She is going to go with him and do whatever she needs for him until he dies. She's gonna follow him even if it's bad. She's by his side. She didn't really have a choice, honestly, and then she was taken over by the black hole aliens and made her a cyborg until she finally snapped out of it with that gunshot wound, and she finally made a choice by herself, and she ended her own life. With Dr. Mifune, like I stated, he was literally crucified by his peers and thrown into exile, was made fun of. They protested him literally so much that his own wife took her life. Why wouldn't you be heartbroken and mad and pissed off if people did that to you so much and brought you down so much that your own wife, your partner, took her own life because she couldn't take it anymore? Wouldn't you have revenge in your sights? Wouldn't you have that hate in your heart? That's why I put these on here, because there's so much for each character that on this list that I think have all valid reasons for being the most tragic story. And I'm glad somebody else saw that instead of just going for the main one. But I wanted to see if anybody else would pick up on that at all. And that's why I said I want to hear what you guys think about this stuff, because I'm not going to make it easy. I want to hear what you guys have to say, because I want to pull that thinking out of you and, peel back the layers of this onion and actually see what this movie is really about. So,
okay, Shrek.
But yeah.
I got to argue about the black hole aliens, though. Even though they're in a desperate tragedy, I mean, if they could have just, why couldn't they coexist? Why did they have to decimate and try to wipe out another species for their own well-being? Why couldn't they just figure out a way to coexist instead? That, I mean, isn't
that have also to be? Is that they didn't think they had that? They were so desperate that they weren't thinking clearly. Isn't that part of their tragedy? That if they would have been thinking clearly, that maybe they could have made peace. And part of their tragedy is the fact that because of their own decision, their race will die. And they made the wrong decision. So now they're dead. Because they could have came and said, can we just have this island? Can we just have, give us, I don't know, pick an uninhabited island or something. Can we, can we have a field out in the middle of Texas? You know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean, Texas is, millions of acres. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we have a spot in Alaska or whatever? Like, and it probably would have worked for them. But part of that tragedy is that they made the wrong decisions, and it cost them everything.
Yep.
Here I was trying to sound smart.
That's why it's important to think before you act.
It's okay though. It's okay. So one more quick one before we get out of the dang humans. I've always wondered about this and never understood it. But was Dr. Mifune's death avoidable or reckless, or was it necessary and just?
Yeah, did the Interpol agent have to shoot him? I mean, honestly, what he?
No.
Why did he just open fire on an innocent man? I mean, I know the alien was there, but what?
I don't know if I would say it was just.
Yeah.
But, and yes, it was. Yes, it was avoidable. No, I don't think it was reckless. I'm unsure if it necessary, because I think you can make the argument for both. Like, he aligned with the aliens that were trying to exterminate mankind. So, yeah, maybe it was necessary. But
Jordan, what do you think?
I would have been fine with him just going to jail.
I know, right?
Like his passing was so unfair. He was just fair, dude. Like
the black hole alien just grabs him, like, ugh.
Man, dude, like as a freaking shield. I'm like, dude. And and personally, I like Dr. Mifune more than any of the black hole aliens. So the fact that happened to him, I was just like in complete shock. I'm like, no, not Dr. Mifune. So yeah, like I would have just lock his ass up and then move on, live the rest of your days, But it's I feel like it was unnecessary, especially being in the mix with all of what was going on. And for a movie purpose, I get why they killed him off. You know what I'm saying? It always has to be good, has to win over evil, and in this case, he was part of the evil category. But yeah, nah.
Okay. All right, Samson.
I think it was important. Well, it could have been avoidable, but here's something that I think about when I think that is what shocked and brought Katsura back right there at the end. When she watched, when Katsura, father, her humanity came back to her. That was like the synapses started firing again, and she came back from the brink of evil. So it was actually kind of important that it happened, because it helped Katsura like come to her senses and realize, oh, what we're doing is bad. This is wrong. I can't be part of this anymore. I don't think it was the bullet to the shoulder. I think it was her.
I was gonna say, I don't know about that, buddy.
I think it was seeing her father die in front of her, and that woke something up in her. It woke her humanity. So I think it was kind of necessary for the plot of the film.
I think
that's my take.
That's the previous gunshot that she received that knocked her out, that got her back.
That's what I think too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Adrian.
Maybe
maybe
if that scene wasn't there, then yeah, I would have thrown in Mifune's death. But nah, dude, I feel like it was definitely the shot that she had received previously that knocked her out.
Yeah, agreed.
Honestly, I agree with Samson, because Mechagodzilla started the malfunction after she kind of like came back to her senses. He was like, yeah, no, forget this. Let me go and just take my life. But she wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for her father getting killed, because essentially at that point, she had nothing else to live for at that point. So was it avoidable? Yes. Was it reckless? No. Was it just? No. But was it necessary for the film? I would say yes.
Necessary. That was the word I was trying to come up with.
All right. Great stuff. So before we move on, I just want to look at the chat again. We do have some more people joining us, and I do want to point them out. What's going on, Rich? I know
Rich,
Leslie did say
so-
Rich and Leslie are watching together. What's going on? Bam, right back at you. Polar Lights. As always, I love this podcast. It have every stage of beard growth. Absolutely, man. Yeah, we try. We try. Oh,
I'm trying.
Ultrazilla, what's going on, Sal? Thank you for
What's
tuning
up, Sal?
in, man.
How you doing, buddy?
Who else did we have come in here?
I see Marcellus is in here.
Yes, he is.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Where is he? Marcellus, what's going on, man? And of course, yes, I know. Yes, your favorite movie as well. Absolutely know that. And yes, Jim, what's going on? Hulk, smash that like button. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Everybody, hit the like button, man.
Yeah.
We would really appreciate it a lot. We are having a
Oh,
great,
Pogners from our Twitch.
Pogners, what's going on?
Pogners?
On Twitch?
Not
No.
actually, not.
Oh, not. Sorry. I don't
No,
know.
It's not him.
Pogners.
It's
Let everybody
fake.
know who he is. So keep it on the down low. But yeah. All right. We're going to go on to our second topic here. Totally Titanosaurus. Woo-wee. I love Titanosaurus so much. So
You are.
before I get into the questions of this spectacular dinosaur, I just wanted to give you guys a little piece of knowledge that I have found out. So the original script that was submitted actually had the original idea from Takayama that she actually had two dinosaurs, and they were called Titans.
Ah.
And the story is that they became violent as their necks got entangled, and from there the story ensued. Now, it's probably not the best backstory, but they probably would have flushed it out and made it more believable. But the fact is that originally there was supposed to be two dinosaurs, and not just one dinosaur, and not even Mechagodzilla in this film. It was supposed to be two dinosaurs in this film. So what they did was they just mashed them together, just made one dinosaur, and with the name Titans, just named them Titanosaurus. So just a fun piece of trivia that I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, our first question under this topic is, what are your thoughts of the kaiju overall? Design, sound, with the roar, abilities. What do you think of this particular kaiju? And I'm going to have Joe go first.
Decent at best.
Don't you even.
Son of a bitch.
Don't you even.
I mean, he's all right. Yeah. No, he's cool. I love Titanosaurus. He's one of my favorite Showa kaiju for sure. But I am, kind of known for being a fan of those more natural dinosaurian, more organic type kaiju that don't have like the crazy backstory or super far-fetched believability. So I like it. I like Titanosaurus. His roar is definitely unique. You hear it and you know who it is. His design's awesome. Red's my favorite color, so that probably drew it to me too when I was a kid. So that's definitely awesome. His abilities, I mean, kind of, not a lot really. I mean, he's strong. He has tooth and claw. He has the fantail. Good swimmer, but like no beam weapon, no, special heat ray eye laser, which is kind of cool. It adds to it. I just, I know this is probably going to be controversial to say, but I think because of those lack of weapons, it doesn't necessarily make him a good challenge to Godzilla. Because I don't think he could go toe to toe with Godzilla, but he's still cool.
All right.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know if they brought him back, I feel like they would have to, spruce him up a little bit, not necessarily giving him a beam weapon, but maybe making him stronger or more durable or something in order to fight Godzilla.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Adrian, what do you think?
Where do I start? So, Titanosaurus. Of course, the design of Titanosaurus to me is absolutely amazing. As I've always said, the bestest dinosaur because nothing's better than Titanosaurus. It's my favorite kaiju in the show. He's my favorite show of villain and villain in general in Godzilla history. And he's just so simple. He's just a gigantic dinosaur. Even though he does have the tailwind abilities, he also can throw hand with anybody in the Godzilla franchise as well, as we've clearly seen. And of course, his roar is legendary. Every time I hear it, I just get so happy to hearing Titanosaurus start yelping away as he always does. Titanosaurus is absolute perfection, in my opinion.
All right. Oh, Joe, what's up?
I'm sorry, I meant to show this when it was my turn, but in the most recent Mothra, Queen of the Monsters comic by Matt Frank, Mothra goes back in time, and one of the things that Matt Frank drew is Titanosaurus in concept form of him being. I'm trying to block the
lighting.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, so he drew Titanosaurus kind of in that dinosaurian form where there was multiple of them, and I just thought that was kind of cool, and that
that's awesome.
You triggered that with me, Eric, because I actually did know that unused origin for Titano. So when I was reading that comic and I saw that, I was like, oh, that's a really cool Easter egg. Everyone will probably just think, oh, Titanosaurus will evolve from that or whatever, but really it's kind of a throwback to that concept or origin story.
Yeah, and honestly, it looks like his concept of his Neo Godzilla series when he remade Titanosaurus, he made it very similar to that, where it was more of a Brontosaurus type style design, and also. Honestly, that design looks very similar to the Titanosaurus dinosaur that we're getting in the new Jurassic Park. So maybe he threw that in there too for that. But so yeah, just cool things. But yeah, thank you for showing that. Samson, do the roar.
Hold on, I gotta go in order.
Samson, do the roar.
We're going in order. All right. So first is design. I do love the design. The Spinosaurus dinosaurian aspect is really cool. The fan down the back, just god damn it, Leslie. I love the design, and I've always been a fan of just very simple dinosaurian, as Joe stated, creatures. Like Gorosaurus was one of my all-time favorites. He was a holy grail figure that I wanted for the longest time. It's just very basic abilities. Doesn't have to have the beam or the lasers, and for him to just be pure brute force is awesome. And that's where I want to argue a little bit against Joe when he says that Godzilla and Titanosaurus couldn't go head to head. They were. Titanosaurus was whooping his ass. It was only when the supersonic bullshit started hitting him that
he was not.
Only because of that.
Don't let your fanboy cloud your judgment. Come on. You're making yourself less credible. No.
Oh, we got it on film, Joe.
Stick with your guns, man.
That Godzilla took on Titano and Mechagodzilla by himself. So if he could do that, he could easily take on Titano by himself. And there's an argument to be made that with the mind control, Titano was forced to fight through pain that would have otherwise scared him and made him retreat. So, no. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that Titano isn't badass and isn't awesome, but to say that he could go toe-to-toe with Godzilla, pull your pants up, your fanboy showing.
Oh, that's funny.
Y'all just making me look stupid today. So, I design. I love the design. I love, as I stated, the very simple dinosaurian. it's great. It's cool. Him being super tall is interesting, and I just a short story. When I was showing the movie in the living room, like I typically do when my nephews are over, my older nephew, having no knowledge of him at all, he was like, "Who's that?" That's Titanosaurus. He's the best, is he? He's gonna win. Okay, just on his own, not prompted at all. Just he came up with that, and when the movie was over, he was like, "Oh." So just a child seeing it for the first time, he was attracted to the concept. Just seeing it. So even a little simple kid loves it, and he doesn't have the thought-provoking consciousness that we do.
After he was knocked out on a 2-on-1. A 2-on-1. Leslie, your fanboy showing.
The sound and the roar. Yeah. Very just that gargling cackle, just that very high pitch. It's you know it. When you hear it, you know it. You know who it is, and it's fun to do. I've practiced quite a bit because it just you just roll your R's with some high pitched obnoxious noises, and you can do Titanosaurus. I dig it. It's cool. It's kind of like his own supersonic. Like if you did that underwater, I wonder if it would be like deafening or something. Like it would be an ability of it in its own. Abilities, as we stated, doesn't really have much. He's got the hurricane tail. But that's cool. And I like it. I like him being more simplistic. He doesn't have to have the beams and lasers and rocket shoulders or whatever. He doesn't have to throw spikes out of his hands. He's just brute force, and it's cool. And it's to make a simple creature this badass, that in itself is awesome. If you can just have him have simple abilities and him still be cool, that's great. That's awesome. So I like him so much more than Mechagodzilla. They did not give this movie the proper title that it deserved because it after watching it again, we'll get into that. I'm sure that might be a topic soon.
Okay, Jordan.
Love Titano. I remember when I first came across this, I was literally at my grandparents' drawing Godzilla. My mom would then pick up the phone. My dad called, came back from work, was at home. He's like, "Melissa, put on channel such and such." And mom was like, "Well, why?" "Oh, okay. Ironically enough, he's right here. You wouldn't believe what he's drawing." She flips the channel. The first thing I hear is Titanosaurus. And it's specifically the scene where he's hovering over the school kids about to lay a lace on. He's about to freaking waste them. And then immediately after seeing Titanosaurus, I was already locked on. But then seeing Godzilla, I'm like, it's a Godzilla movie? And the rest of history. Yes, this movie should have been called Terror of Titanosaurus. Absolutely love him. One of my favorite Showa kaiju of all time. I don't know if you guys remembered that little fan-made Godzilla manga that I was working up about to be like a year old now, maybe. You guys remember that? Well, anyways, since we're on the topic of Titanosaurus, one of the monsters that I made was Titanosaurus. And I'll send you guys pictures later to refresh your memory, but I wanted Titano to be something that was just absolutely massive. And I don't know. I think Joe said we needed to get a little bit more beefed up. Especially if a lot of people are debating the topic of whether if he did really put that as being on Godzilla or not. But yeah, I mean, I know I wouldn't have loved him that much if I didn't want to throw in it some type of concept art for him for the manga. But yeah, Titano for president, baby.
And honestly, I'm just gonna add that with his roar, I think he has the only other roar besides Gamera that's so iconic, and you know exactly who it is, that it just speaks volumes that you know that roar, and you know exactly who it is, and it's so great. It's so unique. I absolutely love it. So,
is it really a Titanosaurus roar though?
It's well, I was gonna say it's not recycled from anything else, right? Am I? What do you know that I don't, that I can't remember, have not seen the film? Where did it?
I forget which one, but the Titanosaurus roar was recycled from an Ultra Kaiju.
Before it didn't happen.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Didn't happen.
Hey, listen, I saw it. It happened. Came out in the 60s. I don't know what to tell you.
There might be bits and pieces of it similar, but like to a T.
If I played it, you would think it was just Titanosaurus's roar.
Eric would know.
Shoot, I would know.
And now you trying to say I wouldn't? You watch Kaiju, Samson.
Oh, God.
Anyways, so we were kind of touching base on this next question I want to ask you guys, but I kind of really want to go more into it. Was he a great addition to the franchise, and do you think he belongs in this era of Godzilla movies? Because he's so unique in his own way, and if some will call him, boring, or he doesn't have the special abilities, unlike the others, this era of like the 70s, does he really belong in that era, or should he have been made up maybe before, maybe after? What do you guys think? Samson, why don't you go first?
Of course I do. Well, because I'm not as brainful as you guys, it's hard for me to think outside the box like that, because he is. He's in. I can't think of him out of the 70s, because he already is. So he's that's his place. That's where he is and belongs. And I can't think of him being in the Heisei era. Not really. It's really hard for me to think outside the box like that. I can't see him anywhere else. Maybe in the 60s, because we got like a dinosaurian creature with Gorosaurus just being very simple and basic. But I think he's fine right where he is. I can't think of him in any other way. I can't imagine him if they'd have brought him back for Final Wars, that I would have been cool and fine. I don't know what kind of redesign they could do for him, but with them reimagining all the Showa era kaiju for Final Wars like they did, if he was in it, cool. I mean,
yeah.
But he's where he belongs. I think he's fine right where he is.
Okay. Adrian, what do you think?
So if we're going, obviously he was a great addition to the Godzilla franchise, obviously. But if he belongs in this era of Godzilla, necessarily no, because of everything we've gotten in the 70s era of Godzilla with Hedorah, Gigan, Megalon. We got Mechagodzilla. We got so many outrageous and crazy kaiju in this era of Godzilla. Titanosaurus, he fits for me, but logically speaking, he kind of does belong in that 60s era of Godzilla movies, where we do have a little bit more simple designs and things of that nature. I love him in the 70s era, but logically thinking, he probably does belong in the 60s.
Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say what Adrian said. I think he fits more in the 60s, because he's not as fantastical. But yeah. Still a great kaiju, just kind of stands out,
Yeah.
Well, that's probably because Ishiro Honda directed it instead of Jun Fukuda, who did except for Hedra, did the other previous ridiculous films. So Ishiro Honda has that very 60s style. Oh, damn. Now I want to go back on what I just said.
See, now you're thinking about it. The wheels are.
Well, don't let me go first. When I hear other people say smart stuff, it makes my brain start working.
That's all right. That's all right. What do you think, man?
I mean, the 60s is a little bit more realistic given what we had, but I mean, I'm perfectly fine with where Titanosaurus was. If anything, shoot, outside of being in Terra Mechagodzilla, I would have loved to have seen him in Zone Fighter, actually. Just an overall very simplistic but yet unique design for sure. I mean, shoot, I could have. I'm gonna be honest. Now that I'm really sitting down and really like trying to get my brain to think a little bit more out this, instead of Godzilla aiding Zone Fighter, I could personally have seen Titanosaurus take that role to take away Godzilla in that element. Because I mean, I could only imagine for those that were watching it, whenever Godzilla was on specific episodes, for me, like that was the key moment, was Godzilla taking over that show. Because Titanosaurus would have been something new and original if given the role in Zone Fighter, that the key element would still be Zone Fighter and with his buddy and such in that of Titanosaurus. I don't know, because he was originally designed to be a gentle dinosaur, a good non-smoking, hardworking American type of fellow. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think out of the box and coming up with that idea. I can't see it. I mean, it's never going to happen, but I couldn't see that being not a possibility.
Okay,
that's right, buddy.
But Zone Fighter came out in 1973, while Titanosaurus was in 75, so it's impossible.
All right, and if with that logic, Terra Mechagodzilla came out in 1975. So why the hell would he be in any of the 60s movies?
Actually,
I do agree though with some of the chat's comments where
what are they saying?
I do believe that he would fit in the MonsterVerse now, because he's at more of he's not outlandish. They haven't really done too much of that in the MonsterVerse. Yeah, we got King Ghidorah. He was a space being, but that's about it. Everybody else is native to Earth. So he would fit in just fine if they were to do something in the MonsterVerse. And I think it would fit just perfectly, honestly. So
actually,
I do. Yeah.
I'll give you one. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll give you one even better though. Season 2 of Monarch.
I mean, it's a possibility.
I think a few episodes of Titanosaurus.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I like to believe he didn't actually. I like to believe he didn't actually die. It's
same.
It's in the realm of reality. At the end of the film, he just got knocked out and swam away and gave up.
Yeah, because honestly, the mind control was broken. It exploded. I mean,
and then
he
ran.
Yeah,
he ran.
Gentle dinosaur.
Oh my god! He had a freaking earworm driving him nuts. He was trying to run away from it.
I got one better. He had a stroke. That's why he dropped his hands. He froze, had a heart attack, died, fell off the cliff. Add more numbers to Godzilla. That's it. Another W for Godzilla.
Monsters don't have heart attacks.
I feel about that, Jordan. All for you, buddy.
I am curious. So we've kind of touched on this also. Why do you guys think he's been left out of the other Godzilla films? Like, do you think there's a specific reason? Do you think he's just not popular enough? Do you think that his look just doesn't fit anything, or he's not outlandish enough? Like, why do you think that they left him out? Maybe say Final Wars. Like, I was literally waiting for them to announce that he was going to be in Final Wars, and maybe that's why I hate Final Wars, because they never put him in there, even though he deserved it. He deserved it way more than a lot of those kaiju, honestly, and he never got his shot. So, what do you guys think?
Maybe it's just that they don't think he's popular enough. I think that's what it just boils down to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like you said on the intro, it was the lowest attended Showa era film. So in their mind, they might think that Titanosaurus is not popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I was going to say.
even though the reviews were positive, just not enough people went to them.
Yeah, it's all about money.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, Joe took the words completely out of my mouth. That's what I was going to say also.
Jordan, it looked like you wanted to say something.
What have you left out? I know a lot of people tend to hate on this. I know you actually really, it's crazy how much praise you give this, Eric. I mean, but did he not show up in, Singular Point?
No, he didn't.
No,
that was Godzilla.
No, it was
Titanosaurus.
No, it wasn't.
It was an acknowledgement of his existence. That's kind of all.
It was not Titanosaurus. That was not his name.
Yeah, it was Godzilla Aquatis, abbreviated as Titanosaurus.
Nope, there was no abbreviation.
No,
it's canon, everybody. It's official.
No, it's not. You find
the return of Titano.
Nope.
Well, actually, there was a return of Titanosaurus that most of y'all are forgetting about.
The manga.
Oh, the Wii.
Really
we're talking like movies or shows.
We're talking
like
films. Yeah.
We're not talking about a video game.
Well, he's popular enough to bring into the video game franchise, so that's
cheap enough.
That's look at Eric.
I mean, I just mean it as in like I'm sure his price tag was less,
No,
it's not. Yes, it's not a full blown cinematic TV show, but he does exist outside of 1975, in a sense.
Yeah, it was a nice acknowledgement. But yeah, and I mean, outside of the Singular Point, I'm just messing with you guys. Though not really, because he was acknowledged. But anyways, yeah, it's unfortunate. Because as of late, Titano has received, oh my goodness, a huge fan base. And I mean, at this point, you should start a movement to change the title from Terror of Mechagodzilla. But it's very unfortunate. I mean, it's not to say that he's completely erased, with that atrocious design of Godzilla's first form in Singular Point. There was some type of acknowledgement there, and we have to point that out, just like how they did Varan and Gorosaurus, Solonga, but all he is Gabra and Baragon having a freaking baby, all the other crap that happened in that anime. But the fact that he was acknowledged for me was good enough to be like, wow, Titanosaurus. It's not Godzilla to me. I'm sorry, but it is Titanosaurus. But very unfortunate, though.
Something I'm thinking of because I'm looking at your screen. Is he not one of the most sought after Bandais in all of Bandai history? Was he not one of the most wanted around the time that it came out? People were hunting for, and it's the price tag from when it was released to like maybe a year later. Oh my God. People wanting to get the OG Titanosaurus, because we still haven't had that re-release. That one right there is more like the Toys Dream Project.
This is the original Dream Projects.
And maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just destined to have the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do acknowledge and will admit that as the years gone on, he has, I'd say, double, tripled in popularity, and people kind of want to see more of him. That's why we got him in the Wii Godzilla game. That's why we got him in Singular Point. I think his popularity is growing, because I think the film as a whole is growing in popularity also, where it's starting to become fan favorites more, and people are talking about it more, and think of it as a very good film. So yeah, I can see that. So and that's good. It's a good thing because obviously I love this film. So Fancy Cat, the show is like The View, a little drama mixed in with just dudes talking about one topic. Exactly. Talking about shit that we love. We absolutely love. Whoops. What did I do? All right. We're going to go on to our next topic.
Ooh. Yes.
Monster brawling.
Monster
brawling.
Meant to leave out the G and make it just brawling.
Yeah, that's true. So another fun fact about this film, another rewrite or something that was taken out of the original script is that the final battle that took place in the countryside was actually supposed to be and taken place in Tokyo. It was supposed to be a large city battle where actually they were supposed to destroy all of Tokyo, and you were supposed to see it and the destruction all over the place as these three battled it out. Obviously, again, with budget cuts and how low the budget was for this film, it had to be taken out, and we got what we got. Honestly, they even used some of the models and the cityscape from other movies and put it in this movie, kind of reused it and stuff. So kind of sucks, but you kind of think about it as like, man, like if we got these three duking it out in Tokyo the whole time, that would have been just so good. So good. And honestly, another thing is that this was the last film that Godzilla was not attacked by Japanese, American, or international armed forces. Think about that.
Wait, did you say this is the only, or
this was the final film?
Right.
Where Godzilla was not attacked by Japanese, American, or international armed forces.
He wasn't attacked in Mechagodzilla. The previous film, they didn't attack Godzilla. They attacked the.
He said this is the final.
Oh.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
I think I sneezed out my brain. I sneezed out my brain cells. I'm sorry.
So, overall, what is your thoughts on the kaiju action and fight scenes? Jordan, I want you to go first.
WWE. Wow. What a Royal Rumble. That it peak cinema. Just peak cinema. Main event WrestleMania at this point, god damn it. Triple threat match. I loved the choreography for this fight. I liked Godzilla's fight in this a lot more than his previous fight in with the original versus Mechagodzilla a lot more. And also gave, let me see, the 2-on-1 fight in the film is way better than 2-on-1 fight in 74. Yeah, like I completely agree, Leslie. Probably going to be the only thing I'll ever agree to you on, but nonetheless, it gave Godzilla such like I don't know, like a heroic role, being able to go toe to toe with two monsters. Because I don't even want to throw the larvas in there, but this is the only time where Godzilla has actually done that. Instead of like having to do a team up or another handicap, but again, it's him teaming up against one specific individual. But yeah, his fight with Mechagodzilla, loved it. Loved when he grabbed his tail and started twirling him around. The close-up underneath shot of Godzilla freaking like hitting him like freaking George Foreman, may he rest in peace. Even Titano getting through Lixon and stuff like that. Yeah, it was again peak cinema, Royal Rumble, main event, WrestleMania, etc. type of fighting. So absolutely loved it. Peak.
All right, Joe.
Loved it. Thought it was great. The action was pretty good, and Leslie actually brought up something about Mechagodzilla being passive for the majority of the fight was disappointing. However, maybe this is just my headcanon, but I don't believe this Mechagodzilla was as strong as the 74 because he was rebuilt. He was rebuilt with Earth technology. The first time he came from their planet. So he was built with their technology. They salvaged him and rebuilt him, patched him back together. He was still strong, but I don't think he was nearly as strong. Because if he was as strong as he was in 74 with Titanosaurus, I believe they would have overcame Godzilla quite easily. So, yeah, that's my headcanon at least. But yeah, the fighting was good. It was epic. It would have been better, obviously, in a city to have one final, showdown or what have you. But yeah, it was great, great action.
Adrian,
this is easily my favorite fight in Godzilla history. Honestly, I absolutely love the fight between these guys. Even though, and honestly, I completely agree with you, Joe. I think that is why Mechagodzilla was kind of more passive. It's because of he was rebuilt with human technology, so he wasn't as powerful as he was before. So he can't, and even the Black Hole aliens kind of touched on that too. Like, okay, Godzilla and Titanosaurus can take each other out, and then Mechagodzilla can rule the world. But even with Mechagodzilla being passive, he did put on a little bit of show towards the end. But the fight between Godzilla and Titanosaurus, that was the Rumble in the Jungle for me. That was incredible, and I love it.
Great reference. Samson.
Okay, well, after what Joe said, because I was about to lay into Mechagodzilla, because honestly, when we watched it last Saturday, it bothered me. I was like, God, Mechagodzilla is he's kind of just a weenie off to the side, but with you putting that twist on it, with him being rebuilt, it makes more sense now. But I love, as I stated kind of towards the beginning, it's higher up on the list now after giving it another view. It's possibly top 5. I still am letting the gears turn. I love the cinematography that they do, as Jordan stated, those cool like from below shots to really give them like some perspective and scale on how big the monsters are. That was cool. That was great. One of the other interesting shots they do in this film is when they do like the green screen, and you can see absolutely how massive Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla are over the city. Like they crop them to be huge, like compared to the city and people running away. That was awesome. And this movie has probably the greatest Godzilla intro in all of Showa history. His intro it's impactful. It's awesome. It's so good. It does bother me how, as Leslie stated, passive Mechagodzilla is, which is why I want the title of the movie to be changed. But them just ripping into each other the way that they do, it's fun. It's great. It's easy to watch. It is a fight scene you can just put on and turn your brain off and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I really love it now, more so than I used to. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and you bring up a great point, with the how they shot the movie. There was so many wide drawn back shots in this film to get that perspective of scale. And they really kind of wanted to showcase, the whole environment around them it was so beautifully shot. I know, Joe, you like the drawn out shots where they show a lot of landscape, a lot of, the camera kind of zooming back real slowly, and you kind of get that scale, and you see different things, even in a distance instead of just straight up just right in front of you. They did that a lot in this film. And I think that's why it makes it kind of special, because they have a lot of those shots where they're tricking people on the scale and how big these are and how big the scale is, and just the environments, and maybe they had to, because they they had to trick it because they budget, was so tight and they had to shoot it a certain way. I'm not sure, but I love the way that they did this because I love those scale shots and you see so much. It's just so beautiful.
Probably the coolest shot in the whole damn film when Mechagodzilla shoots his rockets and the whole city just like moves.
Oh my god!
When he uses his finger rockets and just the whole set just.
Well, since everybody has gone, that is actually one of my questions. What is your favorite scene and why? Obviously, we just heard what you've said, Samson.
Oh, now that's an actual question. I was just.
You just never know. When you think about it, Adrian, you go.
I think you know what it is, Eric. I think you know what it is.
I don't know. You tell me.
All we see is that silhouette rise up. Titanosaurus gets blown in the chest, and then the music starts, and just Godzilla's here. Godzilla's here. Nothing. That's probably that's top 3 in my favorite intros. Nothing beats that by far.
Yeah. Okay. Joe.
Oh, you're muted, Joe.
You're muted again.
Final battle as a whole is my favorite. However, specifically, actually, Leslie said it when Godzilla gets up from the earth after they bury him, and he just wades through all of Mechagodzilla's attacks. Like his last bit of adrenaline or whatever it is, he goes full power and he just walks through everything that Mechagodzilla has, and finally gets his hands on him and just and wrecks him.
Yeah, dude, it just goes to top.
Yeah. Which, it's funny to hear a lot of people talk about how powerful the Showa Mechagodzilla is because, he quote unquote killed Godzilla. I think his weaponry is really powerful, but man, if something got close to him, I don't think Mechagodzilla would stand up to many kaiju if they got close to him. Like, I think Mechagodzilla's key is you stay over there and I'm gonna wear you down. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just gonna blast you from a distance. Like, I would honestly, I don't know if Titanosaurus could actually pull it off, but I could see Titanosaurus beating Mechagodzilla in hand-to-hand combat.
Absolutely.
The previous film proved that. The moment that Godzilla got his hands on him, even that was the more powerful Mechagodzilla, he was done.
Right.
Yeah. Jordan?
Yeah, Nathaniel just reminded me too. The boobs.
Get out of you two. Get out of here. Get out.
Wait, what?
Nathaniel and I have the same one-track mind. Okay.
Oh my god.
When you show me cans, that's what I notice. All right.
Oh god.
Titanosaurus has got a good set on him too.
Oh god.
He's got some Arnold Schwarzenegger pecs going on.
I mean, hey, his name does have the word tit in it, so.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
To get back on track. Jesus.
Well, we are on track.
I mean, it's Adrian mentioned it. Oscar mentioned it. You can't go wrong with that iconic first appearance scene. Literally, I remember getting it. The first and foremost, the VHS was horrible quality.
Dude, you couldn't see him. Yeah, you couldn't see him.
So I'm like, why are they pamming to like a random of these buildings? It's so weird. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you see the atomic breath. I'm like, what? Wait, what? And then the freaking flash just right behind him. You see the silhouette, the zoom in, the classic Akira Ikufube theme. Oh my god, dude. The stare down, just the camera pamming around them. Oh man, that was just so good it made a grown man cry.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful.
There's so many good moments.
Yeah, too many.
And that's probably why, because Ishiro Honda, the master himself, came back. He really, I think, took pride in this film. I think maybe knowing that this was going to be his last ride, and even the producer, I forget his name, but even he was like, Ishiro Honda, like, he took the role. He was shooting everything. Like, he didn't want anybody else to kind of do it. He was in command of this film, and I think he wanted to get his vision across and really pick out these scenes that he thought were very iconic. And it just shows because, there's so many good scenes in this film that, you could pick anything, and it's like that would work for anybody any day of the week. So, it's just interesting to hear you guys and what your favorite scenes are. So with that,
I didn't actually go.
So you are continuing with the finger missiles moment and stuff.
I'm not continuing.
That's not it. That's not it anymore. We're changing.
No, it's a cool scene, but it's right there. It's right there. It's what I included for this slide. The very slow, subtle pan around as they're squaring off against each other. They're kind of like sizing each other up, like, oh, let's fucking go. It's really cool. It sets the scene for the beginning of the battle, and I think this is just a great shot. The city's on fire. It's right there. I have my example. It's right there. And I thought it was because Ishiro.
Oh, go ahead.
Ishiro Honda. He's a cinematic. He shoots things cinematically, which proves it. That's why this is a cinematic masterpiece.
And just the shot, their first fight could have been the last fight where we could have had the whole cityscape in destruction. Just imagine that. So,
I'm not gonna lie, I like landscape scenes a lot more than city scenes.
I do too. I like them fighting out in the middle of nowhere. Nothing, no obstructions in the way. It's just them with a clean slate playing field.
Honestly, I prefer both. Honestly, I can't go wrong either way.
I do love the shot when Godzilla throws Titanosaurus through that building that was under construction. Exactly. That was pretty cool. I can't think of another movie where they do something like that, so I like that a lot.
Yeah. So, with those scenes in this movie, where we're saying it is one of the best for fight wise, where would you rank the action sequences compared to the other Showa films as a whole? In this film, where would you rank it out of the other 14 Showa films?
Oh my God, Eric.
I can go first since I already kind of answered.
Okay, yeah. If you got it, man, go ahead.
This is number one, hands down. Honestly, the only thing that comes close to this is the film before this and Godzilla versus Gigan. The Terra Mechagodzilla fight scene. This is perfection, and nothing could have made this fight better. Maybe a cityscape, but even with that, everything was incredible in this film, and the wonderful fight scene.
Okay, Samson.
Oh boy. I said that I have a new appreciation for it after watching it again recently.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's number one. And my reasoning behind that is it's very subtle, but the human interruption, back and forth between the human stuff and the monster stuff. It's not just straight up, just like, and also I'm very biased because of a very specific film.
Yes, you are.
But if it was uninterrupted, that would have been great. I would have loved that. But the fact that it is kind of interrupted a little bit, that's just what kind of lowers it a little bit more. I'm always going to put Gigan on the top of the list, and Mechagodzilla was the first Mechagodzilla was my first film, and I love that. So I have a lot of nostalgia. But the one thing that's a drawback is the fact that this is interrupted by the human story periodically throughout the fight. Instead of yes, they interrupt it in Gigan as well, but not as much. Also in Mechagodzilla, not as much. But it's top 5. I will give it. It's either 4th or 5th. I'm kind of teetering between where to put it there. It's definitely better than any of the 60s fights.
Okay, Jordan.
It's number 5 out of my top 5.
Okay.
And having to take into consideration that this is the sequel to the Showa Mechagodzilla, that was the first Mechagodzilla movie. That's number 3 for me. Number 4 is actually Godzilla versus Hedra. And Terror of Mechagodzilla. And it also has to do with like a lot of like another thing we also have to take into consideration is how much screen time they were given. It wasn't literally until like I feel like the last quarter of the movie that we really got to see them like finally like give us a reason as to why we're buying our tickets to watch a Godzilla movie, you know. But yeah, it's for me, it's number 5.
All right, Joe.
I respect it.
I don't know if I've ever actually ranked it. But I'll say probably like number 1 or 2. Just because ask me, on a different day, and I'll be like, oh, this is number 2, but this is number 1, So, since we're talking about it, whatever, fuck it. Number 1.
Good answer.
Oh god, that's hilarious. All right, good to know. All right, I think that's it for that category. We're gonna move on to the next one.
Well, wait, Eric, you didn't give your answer.
I don't have to because the whole film is my favorite. So, all right. Speaking of rankings, we're gonna kind of rank this film. So, where do you rank this movie in your personal and overall list of Godzilla movies? Like you could kind of do like a top 5, you could do a top 10, top 15, top 20. If you know, but if you don't, you could ballpark it. Overall, with the score, the kaiju, the fight scenes, the human characters, the overall story, where does this rank for you in the Godzilla movies? And I'm gonna go with Adrian because I think he already kind of has his rank because he does a ranking like every year or so. So he's pretty up to date on his. So Adrian, you go first.
Okay. Terror of Mechagodzilla is number 5 for me. That's my favorite film. But as I know, like with my top 10 Godzilla movies, I can watch those whenever, wherever, and I love them all the same. But if I had to actually put it in a place, it's right there, number 5.
Okay. Samson.
Well, when I stated earlier about how it's replacing something else, it's in my 5th as well. It is also my number 5. My original list was Gigan, Mechagodzilla, Megalon, Sea Monster, and Godzilla 2000. It's replacing Godzilla 2000. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it 4. It's replacing Sea Monster. I definitely like it, but I can watch this. I can watch this over Sea Monster. I can definitely watch this over Sea Monster. So 2000's out of there, and Sea Monster's 5th. This is 4th.
I get that.
I'm giving it my 4th place with the appreciation for the human story, the score, and the way that it's shot.
Okay. Jordan.
Jesus Christ. Now that I'm thinking about it, why do we have 30 plus Godzilla movies?
Very true.
It's definitely in my top 10. Oh my god, man, this is so hard. Out of where in the top 10, I will say it's somewhere in between 6 and 10. Where I don't know. I really have to like sit down. Sans, I agree with you. We should have known these questions ahead of time, dude. These are good.
Weak sauces. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's just my top 10. Somewhere in between 6 and 10. And that is to not discriminate this movie because this is a beautiful piece of cinema. But yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay. Joe?
I'm gonna say the same thing as Jordan, but a 10th of the time. So somewhere between number 5 and 10.
Okay. So still pretty high on your list.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It fluctuates. So it's. I don't. I'm not one of those people that's like, this is my number 1 through 40, and it stays like. I mean, my top 5 is probably pretty consistent, but everything past that, it fluctuates. It depends on the type of mood I'm in. It might. Terra Mechagodzilla could be number 10 for 10 years, and then all of a sudden for the next 10 years it's my number 5. Like it's just it's somewhere between 5 and 10. It's
Well, shockingly enough for everybody watching and knows me, this is my number 1. Just I mean, just if you needed to know, this is my number 1. So
I would have never fucking
knows
pegged
we're on
that.
the same page. So I just, like I said, I love everything about this film. I can go back to it so often and just rewatch it. I can put it on the background and I know exactly what's going on because I know it by memory. It's like muscle memory with this film, and the kaiju action is so fun to watch. Like I said, it's shot beautifully. The music fits so well with it. It's just a masterpiece to me. So I love it. I absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
So
why don't you just talk about the 2 most important reasons why it's great?
Oh my God, Samson.
Titanosaurus and Titanosaurus.
Yep.
Titanosaurus. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next topic. Give me the goods. Give me the goods. So
that was really that was good, right? Didn't that sound just like the film?
God.
I mean, I thought that was a Kiri Fukube. I didn't even think. I mean, anybody try to voice over that. Whoever thought that would got to check their ears or something.
Yes, we've come to the portion where we're gonna. I mean, all of these films have collectibles. We are big collectors here, and we want to showcase our top 3 collectibles of the film. We'll kind of just go around real quickly. We'll do 3 rounds of this, kind of each one of us showing off a figure of ours and kind of say what it is, and that's really about it. Adrian, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first, since I already have one up here.
Very true.
Of course, the 30 centimeter X Plus 30 centimeter Titanosaurus. This is actually my 5th or 6th X Plus figure actually that I ever got. So it's boy's been with me for a while now. I absolutely love it. It's one of the most sought after figures I was after when I first started collecting. This thing is incredible. I wish it had the closed tail, but beggars can't be choosers. But this thing is perfection.
Yeah, that thing used to go for big money back in the day. Big.
Oh yes, I got lucky. I got this and Mechagodzilla for a deal.
Nice. All right, Joe, what do you get?
25 centimeter Titanosaurus.
Which is actually better than the 30.
Everything I own is superior to Adrian's.
Good God.
Do you got the Rick with the closed tail or no?
Does it look like it has a closed tail?
You can change them.
Then no.
Okay.
All right. I will go real quick. This was on a new review that I did. This is my Marmot Monster Heaven Titanosaurus event exclusive, and it's signed by Akihiko Iguchi, the creator that concepted the idea of Titanosaurus himself. And this is just an absolutely beautiful figure. I love it. It's a recent one of mine, but it means a lot because I have the signature on it. So, and the sculpt is just great by Marmot. So you can't beat the sculpt. So, all right, Jordan.
Titano.
What? Oh, X Plus Titano?
30 centimeter.
That's number 3?
Yeah, number 3.
Okay.
Ironic enough, this was my 3rd X Plus. So, yeah.
Oh.
I was super stoked to get this, and yeah, so it's a beauty.
That's this boy.
All right, I see Samson's contemplating out of his plethora of figures.
Yeah, I am.
Going to be number 3.
Not really.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Appreciate it.
Not really the fact that I have number 3 is I'm trying to pick an iteration of each kaiju in the film that I like the most. And I'm having a hard time with the Titanosaurus ones that I have. Like which Titanosaurus I like best, Mechagodzilla figure from the film and the Godzilla from this film. I'll go ahead and showcase the Godzilla. It's simple, sweet, to the point. This one is the Toys Dream Project variant of the Bandai Godzilla 75. It's better because it's more the charcoal black, as opposed to the 50th anniversary, which was kind of a greenish tint. So I love the way this guy looks. Bandai was able to just capture the essence of this thing very simply. It's simple but effective. They messed X Plus up twice. As far as Mechagodzilla goes, I'm going with the Soul Chigokin articulated with the brain head piece, the brain head, and when you push the little thing on the back, it spins around.
Oh, okay.
You push the you can swap out the head and put the Mechagodzilla, his actual head, but the fact that it's a brain head and it's translucent and stuff, and chest opens up, little hyper beam in there, and also its little Rick piece is a piece of space titanium. It's
nice.
It's cool. Titanosaurus. It's a toss up. I guess I'll just go with what I have right in front of me. Y'all know. For y'all that know, I've been an avid collector of the Parababy stuff. So this very unique, very bright, and very vibrant Titanosaurus with the little submarine exclusive that comes with it.
Yeah.
He stands out. Among all the other Parababies, he stands out the most. The contender, though, would have been this one, the Marmot with the closed tail, because of how unique that is. Closed tail. It was that's why I was having such a hard time. That's why I was staring for a little bit there.
Is that it?
Yeah, they're all right there too. That's my stuff.
That's true. All right, round 2, Adrian, what do you got?
Of course, for round 2, something I got from my buddy Samson. It's not my OG one, but I'll take it. The 30cm Mechagodzilla, the Rick edition with the beautiful brain head, which is also translucent and does light up, but I don't have a box with me right now. But this thing's amazing, especially since I got it from Samson. Makes it even more special to me. Love this thing. Love you, Samson. This thing is awesome. And 75 design will always be the best design to me, even though his performance wasn't as good.
Can't remember. Does the chest of that thing open up or no?
It definitely does. You'll see it in the video I did for the Mechagodzilla anniversary celebration I did.
All right, Joe.
Well, as I kind of showed off, I'll just show them both off at the same time. These Sofubi Titanosaurus, picked them up from the M1 tables at G-Fest, I believe. I don't know. I've had these for a long time. Can't really remember exactly where I got them, but yeah, I love them. There's, I don't know, dozens of different colorways of these guys, but yeah, here's 2 of them.
Nice.
Very nice. I love it. Love it. Let's see. My second one.
I'm sorry, I messed up the flow. Was I not supposed to show them all at once? I didn't realize we were going one at a time.
No, you weren't, but whatever. Let's say
it's amazing what happens when you pay attention, Samson.
I was looking at the damn toys trying to figure.
So my second one is going to be the Monster Maker 28 Godzilla 1975 model kit done by Mark Sang-Yang, and this is perfection to a T. He built and painted this for me. It is amazing, and the model kit itself just nailed everything about this. Like, just awesome.
X Plus needs to take note.
Yes, X Plus does need to take note and get this baby in the FSL line.
Yeah,
so maybe this year we'll get all 3 of them. That would be absolutely sick and amazing. So I'll buy the vinyl also. I really will. So
yes,
and his tail goes straight back. No curve or nothing. So So yeah.
Yeah, because X Plus definitely pays attention to anniversaries.
I know. They don't, but all right, Jordan, what's your next one?
Well, Sam showed off his dream projects.
Good taste, Nathaniel.
Godzilla, the original Dream Projects, Titanosaurus. Yeah. Was super stoked to get this. I mean, I own the whole set, but for me, the cream of the crop was definitely Titanosaurus for sure. Getting that box, I was like, wow. My first Bandai Titanosaurus. I mean, not only it was the only Bandai Titanosaurus, but I always wanted that specific set. Came with box, has the cards in it, and yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. And Samson, you already went. Okay, so
yeah, sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Adrian, you go with your. Before actually you do your last round, we're gonna do our giveaway right now. I'm gonna drop the. So, I want everybody to drop in the chat hashtag Terror50, and you will be entered into the giveaway for the Super 7 Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla. So type it in, hashtag Terror50, and we will do our drawing, and one lucky winner will get both figures. It's just not one figure. You're going to get both of them because they were a pair in this film, and you're going to get both of them shipped out to you for free. All you have to do is type in hashtag Terror50, and you are entered free of charge. All right.
Wow.
Adrian, do your thing.
Eric knows me well, so he knows what my number one is. It's also going to be the Monster Maker 28, guys, in 1975. Also built and painted by Mott Yang. And actually, Eric got this from me at G-Fest 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Aww.
So I love you also, Eric, because I love this movie so much. This is perfection. If you don't, I know Marcus is scary, but if you don't have this, there's no better iteration of 75 Godzilla. You have to get it. You have to get it.
Well said. Well said. Joe?
I showed off my 3.
Oh, your 2 was together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because Sam threw me off because I thought we were.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, the question was, I didn't hear anybody say.
That's okay.
It's okay. This time.
Oh, I'm gonna bring.
Jesus,
this bad boy,
the big boy,
big chunks,
boy. So this is, if you can hear me, this is a custom piece that was 3D printed. It is 4 to 55 centimeters tall with the top of his fin. A gigantic Titanosaurus. Me and one other person in this chat has one. It is absolutely amazing. This was done by Marcellus Winters. Does a tremendous job on everything. Built and paint this for me. Absolutely amazing, and I love it. And I'll take a vinyl any day from anybody. I will buy a Titanosaurus. I will buy all the Titanosauruses. But yeah, this thing is just incredible. So
yes, it is.
Wow.
So, big boy.
He had that displayed in the model kit room, right?
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't his. It was someone else's that he made, and then they built and painted it and presented it to JD Lee's.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, and Jordan, you got one more?
Yes, I do. So, this is a very special piece. Very small, unique. Unfortunately, they don't make them the way how they used to before, and that is this Godzilla Christmas ornament. From the Godzilla Origins line back in the day. And I don't know if you guys could see right there, there's a image featuring both Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus. Mind you, if you flip it, it's multiple of other monsters. They even have Gigan and Megalon, King Ghidorah, and it's still, let me see, it is still functional, and you can still hear it. Let me see if I can. Can you hear it?
Nope, not hearing it, buddy.
Nothing.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's just a little bit farther away, maybe, but not.
It roars. Obviously, it has Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus roar in here. So, yeah, I thought it would have been a nice little cool centerpiece. And literally, every time I have it displayed, it's always stuck with Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla between that.
As it should be. Yeah. As it should be.
I thought you were going to break this bad boy out.
I do have that. I was looking for that, but it's somewhere like hidden.
I need that one.
This thing, I came across it. So, yeah.
All right. Love it. Great stuff. All righty. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want this one. Why is it all weird? I want that one. All right. So yeah, everybody, make sure you put in the chat hashtag Terror50 to be entered into the drawing. Like I said, it's free of charge. All you got to do is type it in, and then we'll do a random drawing, and you will be entered for free. Yeah, thank you all for joining us in this tremendous 50th anniversary discussion and review of Terror Mechagodzilla. It was a lot of fun. It was great to hear your guys' opinions. Also don't forget that yeah, for real. What are you gonna please don't forget to visit super7.com/monsters with attitude 2024. Check out all the Super 7 Godzilla stuff there. They have some great stuff. I mean, they just put up the Mothra and Batra Ultimate set. Those look amazing. Use our link to purchase some stuff, and it helps us grow as a channel, as a family. So we would really definitely appreciate it. We love that we're partnered with Super 7, and can't wait to see what their future holds for other partnerships. So also, if you guys want to see any of our social medias, click our link tree that is in our description of all of our social medias. It's in our YouTube, Instagram, all of them. Click our link tree. It takes you to all the Instagrams, so you know and are up to date on all the news coming from MWA in the future, and lots of good stuff. So with that, let's do our giveaway real quick here. Let's see. We're going to do this, and we're going to tally up. And we have 7 entries. Good luck to everybody. Thank you for entering and participating. And here we go. Who's going to win some free stuff? Oh my God! Charles, you won again.
What? How?
Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Congratulations, Charles.
Congratulations.
Thank you for being a loyal supporter. Thank you for watching the channel. Yeah, and I will ship these out to you lickety splits. You are getting the Super 7 Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla. So congratulations. So awesome. Thank you to everybody that showed up and participated. Thank you to everybody who participated in the chat and made this an exciting and wondrous celebration of my favorite movie, my favorite Godzilla iteration, my favorite kaiju. With that, thank you to all of my co-hosts for joining and taking this journey with me. Also, I know what you're going to say, Joe. And I will give the floor to you so you can promote it, because I know that you really want to. So with that, I will give the floor to you and take it away.
This Wednesday, we are sitting down with former Senior Vice President of WCW, the genius behind the creation of the New World Order, former Raw General Manager, current WWE Hall of Famer, and the man whose controversy has created nothing but boatloads of cash, Eric Bischoff. And I'm actually wanting to say something because I got a nice message from him saying he is looking forward to it and that he will see us all on Wednesday. So if you are a wrestling fan, this is a can't miss. It is going down at 3:30 Mountain, 4:30 Central, and figure out your times for anything else besides that. But yeah, so this will be fun. Honestly, probably the biggest guest we've ever had the pleasure of sitting down with. Trust me, I'm sure that if we bring up Vince Russo, he'll say fuck Vince Russo. So unbelievable honor and a privilege of a life. I shouldn't say privilege because we worked our ass off to get this interview. So it's a great honor and exciting time for us, and I'm so excited to do this and to be a part of this. So check it out this Wednesday. Live and in the living color on our YouTube. Boom, Eric Bischoff.
Right on. Yeah, and I think that'll conclude tonight's stream. Thank you all. Love you all. Thank you for the support, the kind words. Yes, like, comment, and subscribe. As Captain Gordon says, don't be a hoe. Share the show.
I've said that. That's my thing. I came up with it. It's my fucking gimmick. It's my fucking stuff.
Well, Captain Gordon says it, so you can't argue with the captain.
I'll beat Captain Gordon. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't see a sword, Joe. Do you have a sword? He has a sword.
Yeah, no, I don't have a sword, but I've got a gun, so that's my only hope.
Yeah, I've seen the movie. Guns can't do.
Charles, please send an email. You know our email address. You have one with us before. So yeah, just send me an email and with your address, and I will get those out to you ASAP. So yes, and congratulations again.
I want to see a close up of that photograph.
Oh, this? I was like, what are you talking about?
That's great.
That's my second favorite picture of her.
Uh-huh.
Oh God, I'm not even.
Neither am I.
She's still gorgeous to this day. Dude,
She's still gorgeous.
I hope I can meet her. I hope she comes.
She is a stunner, and she is classy. So awesome. But yeah, with that, let's get out of here. Thank you all, and guys, thank you, and of course, until next time, everybody.